Yo guys, welcome back. As you guys can see by the title, we're going to be talking about Gojo's best pathway, evolved pathway, and why I say this pathway is the best for Gojo. For you guys that didn't know, I'm going to be telling you two pathways, because Gojo has two pathways. So the first pathway is the best damage / SPA. So if you follow this pathway, it will allow you to lower Gojo's SPA and increase his damage. So if you guys want to do that pathway, you can do that pathway. Gojo is a support for this pathway, so it's going to be an all range pathway. So if you follow this pathway, this is the best way you can get the biggest range for Gojo if you follow as support unit. So why I say you should do the best damage / SPA skill tree. So Gojo, his SPA is really high. So if you want to reduce his SPA, it would be best to follow the first pathway, the damage and SPA. It will reduce his SPA to a decent amount while also increasing his damage, making him even better for Infinite, Story or Challenge. Bear in mind that Gojo is only a one placement unit. So if Gojo is a one placement unit, you want to try get that unit to do as much damage as possible and a low cooldown, which could help you in infinite runs or whatever you're doing. So by following this route, it makes your team way better because Gojo is doing more damage. He also has a technique that's unlimited void, which means he can now stop everyone in their tracks. It will only stop the units that are in his range and stop them from moving, meaning that all your team that you've carried to maybe challenge Infinite, wherever, can now start racking up the damage quicker and quicker, helping you kill it faster. Also getting you more kills for your skill tree for Gojo or for anyone in general. So that's the benefits for the best damage and SPA. So now let's talk about the best range skill tree for support mainly. Gojo can be a support unit, and that's because of his unlimited void. If he has a bigger range, it means he can reach a bigger amount of people and stop most of them in their tracks because his range is big. So with him having a big range, it means your team now benefits from that and allows them to do more damage. But there might be a negative side for Gojo because Gojo's cooldown will still be high and his damage will still be good. But if his cooldown is high, does that really matter? Because he's not going to be able to rack up that good damage that he needs. But with the range, he could rack it up over time because he's got a bigger span, can reach further. And yes, with an idle buff, it means that it will make Gojo way better, increase his range by 15%. Currently, the trait that I have on Gojo is Demigod. It's a 1%, increases his damage by 25% and decreases his SP by 5%. Of course, that is not the best trait for Gojo. The best trait for Gojo will be Overload. Damage increases by 275%, range increases by 10%, SPA decreases by 20%, critical damage increases by 75%, and it's a one placement. That one placement doesn't really affect Gojo, as Gojo is already a one placement. So if you could get the Overlord on Gojo, you will end up doing around 1 million damage, depending on the pathway you like to take, whether it's damage or if it's range. I don't really think it matters which pathway you take, but I've never tested it myself. So if you guys want to find out yourself, you can try it, but just be careful with the amount of skill trees you reset, because skill trees resets can only be obtained by codes. So that's going to be it for me on this video. Hope you guys enjoyed me explaining the best pathway for Gojo. You guys can use it. Make sure you share it with your friends, and I will see you guys in my next video.